Hey everybody, Rick Stone here, about a week away from my through hike of the 157.7 mile River to River Trail in Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois. I'll be hiking it with Ryan from Mannion Hikes. You have to check out his channel as well. This is actually our second through hike of the River to River Trail. We also set out last year, March 16th of 2020, as soon as the pandemic hit. We had an awesome time, a beautiful journey. It was a butt kicker, but it was pretty fantastic. The only downside was it was in the middle of the initial pandemic and state parks were closed, and we had to road walk around Fern Cliff, Giant City. We weren't too experienced. It was our first big through hike, so we want to get back out there and definitely through hike it again, and I'm really excited to share it with you again as well, though probably shorter vlogs this time. Definitely an important item for your through hike is your gear and its durability out on the trail and weather, etc., etc. So let's get started on my 2021 through hiking gear. Let's start with my pack, the Z-Packs Arc-Haul. Coming in at just about a pound, the Z-Packs Arc-Haul gives you 62 liters of space, while also giving you the durability of carrying, I think, like a max capacity of like 40 pounds. And giving you lots of space. It's also water resistant, and in my experiences it's also tear proof. It has this mesh front I really like where I stuff my rain jacket, which I'll show you in a minute, and also it has this here, the water bottle attachment. I really like it. When I got the pack I ordered it and they actually attached it for me so I didn't have to do anything. I also like these loops here in the front. It helps build the base of my pack, and I can put my Thermarest Z-Light there, which is actually part of my sleep system, which we'll get into next. First in my pack is my sleep system, starting with my Revelation quilt from Enlightened Equipment. Comes in at around a pound, I think. You can order it different colors, sizes, and like temperature ratings. Mine's a 20-degree quilt. I like it because I'm claustrophobic and I hate the little coffin box sleeping bags. And I can open it and I can close it if I want. It also comes with some straps to strap it around the pad so it doesn't slide off. I really like it. It's slightly water resistant, I noticed, with a condensation in my duplex tent, which I'll go into later. But I stuff it into the bottom of my pack. That's the first thing I do when I pack my pack. I put it into a garbage bag first for warmth, but it also helps build the base of your pack so that it can stand up and you can pack the rest of your stuff better. The next thing, inside the garbage bag on top of the quilt, once it's in my pack, I'll put my Thermarest Neo Air Uber Light sleeping pad, inflatable pad. It's super lightweight, super compact, and I just stick it right in. Really comfortable. It really has a warmth ratio between the ground and it, but I also have my Z-Light that I usually put on top to also help protect it, because it is a more like gentle brand. If you're familiar with Homemade Wanderlust Dixie, she did have problems with her Uber Light, I heard, and with Thermarest, but I've been fine so far, and I used it last year too. Next is my Trekology pillow, inflatable pillow. Super comfortable. I love the curve for your shoulder, and there's also a strap, so it straps right on to my Uber Light, my sleeping pad. This is a new one. The last one I used had a slow leak. I couldn't even find it, so I just got a new one. They're only like $15 anyway. That goes in there as well. Now that I have that built up, I also throw in an extra fuel can, and then I close the garbage bag to keep everything dry in case it rains, and there will be rain. And then I close it up. And then finally, on the outside of my pack, I'll put my Thermarest Z-Light into those loops to help build the base, and then I stand my pack up, and the hip belt helps keep it all sturdy for me so I can pack the rest of my stuff in. And there we go. Before I close the garbage bag that my sleep system is in, I add my clothes. And I just use this cheap little stuffed dry bag from Walmart I got a couple years ago. It's real cheap. You can't tell, but I actually have the pants I wore last year because they zip off into shorts. My new hiking pants do not, so it's important that I have these in case it gets real hot. I also have a thermal, one extra t-shirt, 2 pairs of underwear, and 2 pairs of socks. Yeah, I add this into the garbage bag as well, and then I close it up with my sleep system and the fuel. I don't know why I keep the fuel in there, but I do. So that goes in the pack, and you close the garbage bag. Next, I add my food bag. I do have the larger food bag from Light AF. It's actually the same price and the same capacity as the Z-Packs version. I just went with Light AF so I could try out all the different companies that I can. I've got plenty of food in here. I'm trying not to resupply, so hopefully I have my whole 157.7 mile trail food in this bag. And that goes on top of the garbage bag because it's towards the middle of my back. And I think carrying the heaviest weight, because this is at least 10 pounds, in the middle of your pack is probably better. And it worked out better for me last year. Next, I add my Hygiene. I keep, this came with that clothing bag. And I have a toothbrush that I cut the handle off. I have toothpaste, and I do recommend using Camp Suds soap. You can clean yourself, your hair, your gear, and your clothing with it as well. I definitely use Camp Suds all the time. So that goes in the pack. And speaking of hygiene, I also keep a Ziploc of dried out, dehydrated baby wipes, and also some toilet paper for you know what. That goes in the pack. Next is my electronics bag. I keep it in Ziploc, of course, to keep it dry. I have a 20,000 milliamp Anchor battery where I can charge my phone several times. I don't promote it on my channel, but I am a smoker, and I also use the charger to charge my vape pens. I also keep my headlamp in this bag and extra gear for my new GoPro camera, which I'll get into next. If you're familiar with my cousin Tommy, his channel is Big O Dog 88 Travels. I actually bought his old GoPro 7 Hero White, and it's worked out for me okay so far. I finally used it out in the field about a week ago on the Illinois River Bluff Trail, and I liked it. I didn't point it up high enough, so a lot of the footage didn't turn out, and I didn't have it charged, like barely, so I didn't use it very long, and I had to keep reverting back to my phone as always, my Galaxy S10e. And finally, at the top of my pack, I add my shelter, my Z-Packs duplex tent. It comes in about a pound or less, sets up with 8 stakes and my 2 trekking poles. Yeah, I love my duplex. It's definitely worth the money. You get what you pay for. Some of my gear is expensive, I admit, but it's definitely worth it. It is a larger tent, so you have plenty of space, and with the guy lines, it gives you even extra room. And it's just so roomy. Everything fits inside. We got my Z light, my Uber light. Yeah, I love my duplex. It's definitely worth the money. You get what you pay for. Some of my gear is expensive, I admit, but yeah, it's definitely worth it to me. That goes on top. Next up is my cook system. Last year's Thru-Hike, I had the Tokes 750 milliliter cook pot here, super lightweight. It's just a little smaller, and because I'm carrying so much extra food, I wanted to upgrade to the 1100 milliliter, which I do have here, and that way I can fit my fuel can in with problems and save space in the food bag as much as possible, which my fuel can, and I'll show you my camp stove in a minute. Obviously the camp stove screws on top of the fuel can, and then I'll set the camp pot on there, but slides right in. So that's part of my cook system. Next is my BRS 3000 stove for my fuel canister. Super lightweight, comes in like just a couple grams I think, but you just kind of fold it out and put it onto the fuel, add your cook pot, turn it on, light it up, and flames come up, and you're cooking. You're good to go. I have lots of coffee and mountain house meals that I use it for. Next up, normally very important for any thru-hiker besides me, are trekking poles. I still have my trekking poles from River Country Products. I had gotten them in a combo set with my old tent, sleeping pad, and quilt, etc. that I've already replaced. Just for the fact that I don't normally use them, because I'm always, using my phone or camera, and my hands are always busy when I'm hiking. I just normally store them in the little stays at the side of my pack and tuck them into the side pocket of my ARC haul. and then tighten it that way. And I just use them to set up my Z-Packs duplex tent with, along with the stakes. So I just kind of just carry them along, and it adds to my pack weight. In that pocket with the trekking poles, I keep my water filter. My Sawyer squeeze screws right onto the bottle. Even has this little attachment for the top just to drink it straight through. Filters out 99.9% of all bacteria and viruses, which is very important. Yeah, there's my water filter. It's definitely important to keep it warm too. Don't let it freeze, so I normally sleep it with in my quilt. In the next pocket, I keep my stake bag. This is actually the bag from my old River Country product stakes, but I keep my new stakes in there, the little hooks that I got from Z-Packs. They just go in and pull out a lot easier, and they're lighter weight, and they're less bulky, so I keep them in here. And I also keep my trowel in there. You know, we were talking about hygiene and baby wipes and toilet paper. It's an important part. You want to dig about a 6-inch hole to go number 2 in, so that you don't go on the ground and rain washes it into potential water sources that people drink from and get them sick and give them things like dysentery. So that goes in. You want to keep all the dirt together, and that'll go in the side pocket opposite my trekking poles and my water filter. Next up is my new selfie stick / phone stand. As you can see, there is a phone attachment for it, but there's also a GoPro attachment, so I can use that as well. And the stand itself screws on and off, both for portability and obviously to stand it up. The selfie stick stretches to about 10 feet, and it's actually pretty amazing. I tried it out the other day when I set up all my gear, and I was spraying things down with permethrin and getting ready for this video. So yeah, I'm glad I got it. It did add about a pound to my pack. It's from a brand called Top Fit, and there's a Bluetooth remote which I have not paired with my phone yet, but yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty well. And that goes in the pocket with my stakes and bottle of water. Next up are my trail runners. Obviously very important. Kind of dirty right now, but I have the Ultras, the Lone Peak 4s, little bare footprints on the bottom there. They've worked out great. I got them after my Thru-Hike last year, so I haven't used them on a full Thru-Hike, but I have used them out on trail, obviously several times, and even at work. And they're super comfortable. They work super well. Just hopefully they hold up the rest of the trail, because I have put a lot of miles on them. Pretty durable, slightly expensive, but definitely worth it. Yes, Ultras, Lone Peak 4, trail runners. No boots. And finally, my coat. I finally got from Enlightened Equipment, where I got my quilt, I have the Apex Torrid jacket. It's super comfortable. It weighs almost nothing. Super warm and insulated with Climate Shield technology insulation. It's synthetic, so it won't stay, like if it gets soaked, it won't stay wet as long as something like down. It is water resistant, but not waterproof. So I'll also be using my rain jacket. For my rain jacket, I just picked up a random Ozark Trail jacket from Walmart. There's a few pockets that are waterproof, and that works good for me, especially for my phone. The Galaxy S10e is water resistant, but it's not waterproof, so in a torrential downpour, it's definitely useful to stow it away quickly. And finally, my new hiking pants. And I actually don't even know the brand, but I got them through Amazon, and they are water resistant as well. Several pockets larger. There's a back pocket. They're all zippered pockets. I'm super happy with it. I do wear black super tight leggings underneath just for extra warmth. But yeah, I'm good to go, and I can't be more excited. So that was my 2021 Thru-Hiking gear. Definitely stay tuned next week. I'll start putting out vlogs from the Thru-Hike of the River to River Trail with Ryan from Anion Hikes. We'll be going from Elizabethtown all the way to Grand Tower, 157.7 miles. Also, I do want to add that I hate doing gear videos and things like this, and I'm better out on trail, so don't judge me too harshly. Even though all my videos don't turn out perfectly, I do think I'm better out on trail than like here at home. Definitely stay tuned, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'm Rick Stone. Happy trails.